anything that could help eliminate the side effects and promote small victories in the battle with depression and other mental health issues, it's huge. And I'm not the guy, I've never done shrooms in my life. I've never had a particular interest to do so. I'm not for it. I'm not against it. But at the end of the day, the studies don't lie. The studies show that they help those with PTSD and suffer depression with a lot less side effects of common pharmacological products that are being pushed through our magazines, TV ads, and everything else every day. I'm all for whatever helps with a minimum amount of side effects. And this is one of them.
And for the last several years now, I'm going to go back to MAPS and give them another shout out for doing this, because they were conducting the initial studies on psilocybin as medicine for PTSD, a number of other things. They currently just published a study about MDMA and PTSD with veterans. There's an organization called Project New Day that was I just put this in the chat too, but very instrumental in spending time with and educating the city council on psilocybin as medicine. So big shout out to Project New Day. I know that you got a split here soon.
Yeah.
I'm going to open up the chat for any kind of questions that you may have. Tony watches closely. What are the dangers of mushrooms? Shattering open your third eye and realizing that everything that you've been told by most of the adults in your life is bullshit. That's a danger of mushrooms, certainly. Taking too many and injuring yourself is certainly a danger of mushrooms. It's poison that grows on shit. You know?
But generally it's supervised by a therapist. I mean, this isn't like, take these and call me in the morning, go trip out on your own. This is being guided by a therapist.
That's how I did it. Man, when I briefly attended Purdue University, and I had a theater teacher there who was a very tall woman. She had a very long neck and she had red curly hair. And I woke up one morning and I decided, fuck it, dude. I'm going to be higher than a Georgia pine all day long. And Terrence McKenna called a heroic dose of mushroom 5.5 dried grams, right? That was a heroic dose, slightly less than a quarter of mushrooms. I went over that a little bit. I had
just
about,
smidge.
I had about not a half ounce, but not a quarter. Like, it was probably like 9.5 grams or something. That I woke up, ate a couple, washed it down with some orange juice, and then, like, for one of the first times and only times in my entire very short university career, I went down to the cafeteria and I got me a bowl of Lucky Charms, and I fucking just poured the rest of the bag of shrooms in the bowl of cereal, and I ate them, and then I went to class.
Oh, God.
And class was about an hour later, right? Straight the fuck up, I watched my theater teacher turn into a cartoon giraffe.
That was coming.
All right. She was already tall. She already had the long neck. She already had the curly. Yeah, I don't know. There was a particular like series of cartoons like way back in the day that had a couple of giraffes on it, and the lady.
That is awesome.
All right. So this theater teacher lady giraffes out on me. She's still at the board. She's still talking. And then, like, after a while, I noticed that it's absolutely silent in the class, and the giraffe is looking at me, and the giraffe is talking to me, right? Like, I just got asked a question, and I'm supposed to answer it. So I give the best of my ability, and I come out with... So I'm like, fuck it, I'm out of here. This is a little bit too much. I get up and I walk outside, and like right in front of the door, and there are some windows here, I pull out a cigarette pack and I pull out a joint. Now I'm in West Lafayette, Indiana in 1996. All
Oh
right.
yeah.
Weed's not legal now. In the 90s, it was like, we're going to send 8 cops to kick in your door, you know, if we think you may be partaking, not selling, but simply partaking. This is a fucking fatty too, man. Like, it was obviously not a cigarette. I had, as a good psychonaut, I had pre-planned for my day and rolled several joints before I left for the cafeteria.
Attaboy.
One of them, this was one of them, and I'm sitting like I'm right in front of the fucking door. Like, trying to fucking relax myself because I just saw a goddamn giraffe.
Cartoon giraffe of all things.
A cartoon giraffe. So that is definitely, like, I don't know if I would consider that a danger, Tony, of psychedelics, but it's certainly a possibility. Now, there's a question for you in the chat, Jade. Do you have any data on joint calcification due to use? Is that due to use, Cat, of mushrooms?
Offhand, I don't, but I can point you in the right direction. JAMA, the Journal for American Medical Association, you have several different outlets. If you have access to LexisNexis, and I know not everybody does, cyclobin studies would be a good one that'll cross-reference and get you every piece of information that you'll ever need. But that's off LexisNexis. If you use Google Scholar and plug that in, you should have an easy time of getting the paperwork and what have you. But offhand, this is from studies. I think I did a paper like 3 years ago on it, and I've been an advocate for PTSD and depression ever since, being a former vet and being a person who suffers from depression. Huge fan from what the studies have shown.
I honestly, like, I don't experience, and I microdosed and I've macrodosed, and I have not necessarily experienced like severe joint pain. What I would attribute a lot of that to is dehydration while you're in the middle of a really good trip.
Hydrate.
Yeah. And that would probably, that'll leave you sore in the morning. Overextending yourself while you're high as a kite. A lot of people find that they have abundant energy in the moment. You're probably gonna do some shit that wears you out. I don't know if there's a direct correlation between achy joints or bones or even calcification, but I'll look into that a little bit too. I will. Jay, I know you got to run. The rest of you guys stick around. I'm going to hang out for about another half an hour, and we will turn that into an AMA. So any questions you have, throw them at me. Jay, please give the good folks your final thoughts and let them know where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at Paramquern. You can find me all over the place when it comes. Just type in Jason Carney articles. You're not going to find me on the New York Times, thankfully, but you'll find me there. And also, if you have any questions for me, direct them through Steve. Steve will get them to me, and I will get you an answer PDQ. I have some engagements to go to, so fortunately, I won't be able to hang around for the half hour, but it's always a blast coming on here, and this is the best crowd, the best audience I could possibly ask for.
Thank you, Jay. And I really do. I am amazed at how knowledgeable and how like how much they get along. Like, I get a great chat here. Like, nobody's really fucking attacking each other. No, just rash of fucking spam posts. I'm really, really fortunate to have such a killer audience.
You do.
Yeah. So once again, thank you, Jay. I did put your Twitter handle in the chat. And keep at it. And I look forward to seeing what you put out here in the upcoming months. Yeah. Congratulations on that too, by the way.
I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. You guys be safe.
All right, brother. You too. Enjoy your engagements.
Always.
Go sports ball. Jason Carney, everybody. I do always enjoy it when Jay's on the show. We get a lot of good talking in, and I managed to spend like an hour and a half with ostensibly a Bernie Sanders surrogate who did not mention Bernard Jesus Sanders. So I'm extra stoked that we didn't have to devolve into horse race, and we got some good talk in there. Tony, watch this closely. You couldn't finish on acid. I conceived a kid on acid. While trying to watch Pan's Labyrinth, right? Like, yeah, I know you can't hear Josh in the chat, but Josh is saying that he too conceived a child on the LSD, but instead of Pan's Labyrinth, it was Talladega Nights. Yo, man, that gives a whole new spin on if you ain't first, you're last. That's good shit. That's good shit. If I don't see any questions in the chat, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up because we do have some shit to do today. So I would like to thank Jason Carney one more time. I would like to thank Josh for running the tech today. Josh, you did a tremendous job, and I am incredibly appreciative of your efforts. Josh is doing this all volunteer. He's helping out with the Action for Assange vigils. Huge Action for Assange vigil this upcoming Wednesday. We are going to have a special guest that I cannot name yet, but I am so very looking forward to that. And we will also be joined by independent journalist and all-around badass Eva Bartlett. Man, is that going to be awesome. We're very much looking forward to that. So please, if you're not already, go ahead and subscribe to Action for Assange on YouTube. Follow action_4 Assange on Twitter. Go check out the clips. Check out the previous vigils. We have had some incredible humans on that show. Last week we had motherfucking Commander X